All right, starting with this very unfortunate incident. In fact, 2 officers and 2 jawans have now been confirmed killed in an encounter in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri. In fact, encounter with the terrorists in the Kalakot forest area is still on. Army was on the trail of 2 terrorists believed to be hiding there for a month. In fact, the encounter has been on since the morning. This is in connection or the ongoing trend of increased casualties as far as the officers are concerned. They are being targeted in ambushes by the militants who are hiding in the forest areas. Let me very quickly go across to my colleague Nazir Masoodi, who is joining us with more details on this. Nazir, first of all, the very, very sad and unfortunate incident. 2 officers, 2 jawans, 4 in total have died as far as this encounter is concerned. What's the current status?
Well, this operation is underway. According to army, militants have been injured in the operation and they have been cornered. And army has said that they were trying to prevent the collateral damage as part of the Indian Army's ethos, even after taking heavy casualties in this encounter. 4 soldiers, including 2 officers, a major or a captain rank officers, have been killed in this action, and 2 soldiers have also lost their lives in a heavy gunfight with militants who appear to be well-trained and heavily armed, who are well entrenched in the dense forest of Kalakot in Rajouri district. Operation started this morning after Army and its special forces, Jammu and Kashmir police. They launched a joint operation based on a specific information about presence of militants in the forest area. As they zeroed in the cordon, they faced heavy volume of bullets from hiding militants, and it is a known pattern. Security forces get information about militants in this particular area whenever they are hiding in the forest. So once they launch the operation, they come out of the fire. This has happened before. Whether this information is being deliberately leaked and militants are prepared for this thing, that would be only an investigation would say. But there have been multiple such incidents. Whenever security forces have launched the operation, they have come out heavy firing and suffered heavy casualties. In last, less than 2 months, this has been the second biggest casualty on army. Army has suffered in Jammu and Kashmir. Right. In September, army colonel, a major, a DSP of Jammu and Kashmir police, and a soldier were killed in Kukarnag, a forest of Anantnag district in South Kashmir. Now, on the south of the Pir Panjal, we see the theater of militancy appear to have been shifted from the plains of Valley to the mountains of the Pir Panjal, which is becoming the toughest challenge for the security forces over the last few years.
All right. Thank you so much, Nazir, for joining us with all those details. Worrying trend of officers being targeted by the militants and the terrorists, those who are back-funded and trained in Pakistan. Now moving on to Uttarakhand, where the day 11 of the rescue operations in the Uttarakhand's Uttarkashi rescue is on. 67% auger drilling has been completed, and this, ladies and gentlemen, has provided a real ray of hope as far as these 41 trapped men are concerned. Now, the question, when will these men would be out? If things go as per plan, it could very well be extremely soon.
"11 days after 41 workers got trapped in this Uttarakhand tunnel, the best news yet in their rescue effort. Government officials say less than 15 meters of rock and debris now separate these workers from rescuers, and that teams have managed to drill through 67% of the area occupied by rubble. A horizontal evacuation pipe has been inserted up to 45 meters inside the rubble.
बड़ी सारी अड़चनें आ सकती है, लेकिन अगर ना आए, उम्मीद करते हैं कि अगले देर रात्रि तक या कल सवेरे कुछ अच्छी खबर हम सबको मिले और हम सब जो हम अपनी मेहनत इतनी की है, सबने इतनी सब्र से इतने दिन अभी गुजारे काटे हैं, ये खुशी का मौका जल्द से जल्द देखने को मिले.
The drilling operation, the rescue operation is going on. These are the ambulances which have been parked right close to the tunnel. If my camera person will show you, right over there is it's quite close parked near the tunnel.
यहाँ पर जो है अभी 40 एम्बुलेंस उपलब्ध होने वाली है. बाहर से अदर स्टेट से जो है अदर डिस्ट्रिक्ट से जो है एम्बुलेंस को रवाना कर दिया गया है और इसके साथ साथ जो है सारी जो है तैयारियां हो चुकी है.
The latest news on the rescue has brought huge relief to the relatives of workers trapped inside the tunnel. Among the 41 workers, Sanjay Basumatari and Ram Prasad Narzari are from Assam's remote Ramphal Bill village in the Kokrajhar district.
আজি অলপ মানে 9টা 10টা মানে অলপ ভিডিঅ'খন চালোঁ. ভিডিঅ'খন চাই পেলাই মনটো অলপ ভালেই লাগিল কাৰণ ল'ৰাৰ মাতটো অলপ শুনিব পাইছোঁ ভিতৰৰ পৰা বাহিৰলৈ অহা মাতখন অলপ শুনিবলৈ পালোঁ আৰু কি এই মাতখন শুনি অলপ মনটো ভাল লাগিছে.
Rescue efforts have been slow, complicated by falling debris as well as repeated breakdowns of heavy drilling machines.
Now things seem to be moving ahead and we expect that the long wait for the rescue op to get over may take some more time. With camera person Prem Singh and colleague Kishore Rawat in Uttarakhand, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.
Let's shift focus. In fact, the NIA continues its crackdown on Khalistani terrorists and sympathizers. The National Investigation Agency has carried out raids in 14 locations in Punjab and Haryana in connection with its probe into attacks on the Indian consulate in San Francisco in United States earlier this year. Now, the spokesperson of the agency has said that these places located in North India were raided to unravel the complete conspiracy behind the attacks on March 19th and July 2nd, involving criminal trespass, vandalism, damage to property, and attempts to cause hurt to the consulate officials and set buildings on fire through acts of arson. The locations raided by the National Investigation Agency were spread across the districts of Moga, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Gurdaspur, Mohali, and Patiala in Punjab, along with Kurukshetra and Jamnagar in Haryana. The crackdown led to the seizure of digital data containing information related to the accused person, along with other incriminating documents, is what the NIA has said. The NIA has been probing the case with the aim to identify and prosecute attackers and send a strong message to such anti-India elements. A team of the NIA has also visited San Francisco in August 2023 to probe the incidents of the attack on the consulate. Now, as part of the investigation, the agency has crowdsourced information to identify and collect information about US-based entities and individuals involved in these violent attacks. Meanwhile, staying in fact with this story, just a different country, the India-Canada relationships on the back of the killing of separatist terrorists, in fact, Niger. Now, there has been some sort of a breakthrough of some thaw in the India-Canada visa stalemate. India has resumed e-visa services for Canadians, a move ahead of Canada Prime Minister's participation in the virtual G20 summit. The e-visa services have been resumed after 2 long months. Now, India had suspended, remember, the e-visa services on September 21st. The e-visa was suspended amid the ongoing diplomatic row over Niger's killing, where Canada had accused India without providing any concrete proof. Moving on to some politics now. The World Cup cricket season just got over, but the flavour in Telangana, at least in one constituency of Telangana, is still popular cricketer. Hyderabad boy and former India skipper Mohammad Azharuddin, who is the Congress candidate from Jubilee Hills. Azhar joined politics in 2009 and became an MP from Uttar Pradesh's Moradabad. Now contesting for the first time from his native state, Azharuddin tells my colleague Uma Sudhir why politics and how politics is different in North and South.
How is the Jubilee Hills pitch looking now?
No, pitch is very good. I'm working very hard and inshallah, hopefully I will prevail.
Okay. Lot of walking. I know
Yes.
as a young person, even before you came into national limelight,
Right.
it was a lot of walking for you then.
Yeah, I walk always, a lot of walking when I was playing also. At that time, no bicycle was there, nothing, but sometimes the bus used to be very full, so I didn't like to, sit in a bus where it was full. So a lot of walking, I'm almost like walking 12 kilometers a day. So it's a good thing, inshallah I will reap the results also by the grace of Almighty.
Okay. In your constituency, what is the profile looking like? Because some people would say that of course you are loved in Hyderabad as the Hyderabad cricket boy from Hyderabad, but the Muslim voters are considerable, and the MIM has put up a candidate against you, should I say?
Yeah, that's right. They put up a candidate, but I think once you are in the field, you have to fight it out. So there is no, second thoughts on that. I'm here and really, looking forward to the election. I know that the people now realize that the MIM party is only there to split votes, only to make the community people lose, because that is what they have been doing for a number of years, then even when they are going UP, Bihar, they are doing the same thing. So they just want to split the vote, and then they are doing a disservice to the community by doing all these things.
Telangana, remember, votes on 30th, but before that, there will be another state in North India which would be voting, and all eyes would be on Rajasthan, which in fact votes on 25th of November. Now, in the last push for both the main political rivals, the BJP and the Congress, the big guns, in fact, of both these political parties are now in Rajasthan. For the BJP, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, JP Nadda are all in the poll-bound state. Meanwhile, the Congress is being represented. The campaign is being held by Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge, the party president. In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has continuously been doing rallies and roadshow for the last couple of days in Rajasthan today, also attacked the Congress party and said that the Congress and the Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot will never come back in power. Take a look at this poll fight.
राजेश पायलट जी, एक बार उन्होंने कांग्रेस के इस परिवार को कांग्रेस की भलाई के लिए चुनौती दी थी, एक बार, फिर वो भी झुक गए थे। लेकिन ये परिवार ऐसा है कि राजेश जी को तो सजा दी, उसके बेटे को भी सजा देने में पड़े हुए हैं। राजेश पायलट तो नहीं रहे, लेकिन उसकी जो लड़ाई है, जो खुन्नक है, बेटे पर भी निकाल रहे हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and a cleverly crafted statement tapping in on the sympathy for Sachin Pilot, who missed being the Chief Minister twice. In the last election, the BJP gave tickets to 9 Gujars. Not a single of them won. The Congress gave tickets to 11 Gujars and 8 won in the last election. The Gujars, a crucial vote bank, shifted allegiance to the Congress in the hope that Sachin would be CM.
Sachin Pilot is a huge crowd puller for the Congress party is undeniable. But it takes more than charisma to become a successful politician. And Sachin has had his fair share of hits and many more misses. In fact, he narrowly missed becoming the Chief Minister twice. Now, in this election, with the revolving door of politics, it will take more than just charisma.
So is there any resentment now in the community? Sachin himself says that is not the case.
A lot of the Gujar vote bank are upset with the Congress. They are upset because their expectation has been belied. Have you managed to placate that resentment?
I don't think there's resentment. Some people may feel a different way, but ultimately we're all committed to voting for the Congress party. And it's not just one community, it's all large communities, all religions must come together, and only then can you secure a mandate. And that's what all our endeavors are focused towards.
But the Gujars are about 8 to 9% of the population and impact 30 to 35 crucial seats in East Rajasthan all the way down to Kota and Jhalawar. And it is this vote bank that the BJP now has an eye on.
पिछली बारी पूर्वी राजस्थान में गुजरों के वोट कांग्रेस पार्टी ने सचिन पायलट का चेहरा आगे करके लिए थे, लेकिन अब परिस्थितियां बदल गई हैं। जिस तरीके से अशोक गहलोत जी ने सचिन पायलट का अपमान किया है, जिस तरह उनको उप मुख्यमंत्री पद से बर्खास्त किया, जिस तरह प्रदेश कांग्रेस प्रदेश से बर्खास्त किया, उसके बाद गुजरों में बहुत आक्रोश है इस बात को लेकर।
And on the campaign trail with Sachin Pilot, this response from the Gujar community clearly shows there is sympathy for Sachin and the BJP hopes to encash on it.
किसको वोट दोगे?
सचिन पायलट इंडिया में तो और कोई नहीं कोन दिया। मुख्यमंत्री बनाओला सचिन पायलट जी। मुख्यमंत्री सचिन पायलट नहीं बनाओला मैं तो मुख्यमंत्री। सीएम बनाएंगे हम तो सचिन पायलट को।
Clearly, in a closely fought election, even a 0.53% swing can make the difference, and if the Gujjar vote tilts, it could be a game changer. In Jaipur, with Mubarak Khan, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
While the Prime Minister is focusing on the Gujjar vote, Rahul Gandhi, who is in fact leading the campaign for the Congress party in Rajasthan, accused Prime Minister Modi of using his OBC identity for political gains.
मैंने साफ कहा कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी जहां भी आप जाते हो आप अपने आप को ओबीसी कहते हो। ओबीसी शब्द से आपने चुनाव जीत लिया। 12,000 करोड़ का हवाई जहाज है, उसमें आप घूमते हो, विदेश जाते हो, हर रोज नया कपड़ा पहनते हो, 12 करोड़ की गाड़ी में घूमते हो। ओबीसी शब्द का आपने फायदा तो उठाया, मगर हिंदुस्तान के ओबीसी को यह भी बता दो उनकी शक्ति कितनी है, आबादी कितनी है।
Moving on to some international news now. Israel cabinet has agreed to a deal with Hamas and both sides have agreed to swap hostages. In fact, the ceasefire for 4 days is expected to begin from tomorrow morning. Take a look at this report.
After a 7-hour meeting, all except 3 ministers of far-right Jewish Power Party, the Israeli war cabinet voted in favor of a deal with Hamas. The deal, a 4-day ceasefire and release of 150 Palestinian prisoners, mostly women and minors, in exchange for 50 hostages taken by Hamas on 7th October, including over 30 children. But PM Netanyahu has made it clear the war will continue.
יש בחוץ דיבורי הבל. כאילו אחרי ההפוגה להשבת חטופינו, אנחנו נפסיק את המלחמה. אז אני מבקש להבהיר, אנחנו במלחמה, ונמשיך במלחמה. נמשיך במלחמה עד שנשיג את כל היעדים שלנו. לחסל את החמאס, להשיב את כל חטופינו ונעדרנו, ולהבטיח שבעזה לא יהיה שום גורם שמאיים על ישראל.
The deal also allows more than 300 desperately needed aid trucks to cross into Gaza. According to Netanyahu's terms, after the 4 days of ceasefire, there will be 1 day ceasefire for every 10 Israeli hostages released by Hamas. Also, Israel will release up to another 150 Palestinian detainees if Hamas releases another 50. The deal negotiated by the US, Qatar and Egypt has been welcomed as a step in right direction after 6 weeks of fighting. US President Joe Biden welcomed the deal on X, while US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the Qatar PM thanked each other and Egypt for brokering the deal. As the process to execute the deal starts, Israel's Justice Department has published 300 names of Palestinian prisoners being held in Israeli jails. As per the law, ahead of any prisoner release, Israeli citizens must be allowed to make an appeal to the Israeli Supreme Court. But no major hold-ups are expected, given there have been massive marches and protests to bring back the hostages. In Delhi, Kadambini Sharma for NDTV.
Bring you back to the country. In fact, there were long lines which were witnessed outside the government-subsidized outlets for sale and purchase of onion. In fact, onions at 25 rupees per kilo is what the government outlets are selling them at. But in the open market, they are selling at about 78 to 80 rupees per kilo. Take a look at this report by Himanshu Shekhar.
Long queues at a government mobile outlet outside Delhi's Krishi Bhavan for subsidized onions at 25 rupees a kg. Despite best efforts, the supply side bottlenecks continue and onion prices continue to remain high in retail markets in Delhi.
तो आपके इलाके में प्याज का क्या रेट है अभी?
सर 90-100 रुपए किलो हमारे यहाँ इलाके में प्याज का रेट है, जिसको हम खरीदने में असमर्थ है।
आपके इलाके में प्याज का क्या रेट है?
80-100, 80-90-100,
80-90-100।
छोटी प्याज 80 है, बाद बाकी 90-100।
90।
Supply of dal to retail markets has also remained below normal in the past few weeks, leading to a spike in the prices of arhar, moong, chana and urad dal.
पिछले एक महीने में क्या ट्रेंड रहा है अलग अलग तरह की दालों का?
अलग अलग तरह की दालें 15 से 20% रेट बढ़े हैं। जैसे मूंग की दाल 100 रुपए थी 120 हो गई, अरहर की 140 थी 160 हो गई, उड़द की 100 थी 120 हो गई। ऐसे ही कई दालें हैं जिनके रेट बढ़े हैं।
जी, तो जब आपके पास ग्राहक आते हैं तो क्या पहले जिस तरह से आप दाल बेचते थे क्या उसमें भी कोई असर पड़ा है?
हाँ, असर पड़ा है। ग्राहक एक दो जगह पहले ट्राई करता है, एक बार में नहीं लेता। एक दो जगह ट्राई करता है, जब उसको पता चलता है महंगी हो गई तब वो लेता है, डायरेक्ट नहीं लेता एक बार में।
The rise in retail prices of essential commodities comes at a time when sowing of the crucial Rabi crop has been reported to be less than last year. According to Agriculture Ministry data, till November 17th, wheat was sown on about 5 lakh hectares less than the same period last year, and pulses were sown on 4.21 lakh hectares less than 2022.
We are completely focused on the 4% target. I have said it again and again that we maintain an Arjuna's eye on the inflation target. We keep an Arjuna's eye on inflation, on inflation, and we are completely focused on inflation.
Clearly, the challenge to control inflation over the next few weeks will only grow. In Delhi with camera person Azam Siddiqui and Himanshu Shekhar, Usama Shah for NDTV.
After an attempted coup by the OpenAI's board that lasted 5 days, Sam Altman is back, in fact, as the CEO of OpenAI. My colleague Shakshi Bajaj with more.
In a massive twist, Sam Altman returns as OpenAI CEO within literally a few days. Just a short while ago, news of Sam Altman leading Microsoft's new advanced AI research team was doing the rounds. However, following Sam Altman's ouster from OpenAI, hundreds of OpenAI employees signed a letter demanding that the remaining board members resign or they would in fact quit. Experts believe this move follows immense pressure from employees and investors on the board. Remember, over 700 employees signed an open letter threatening to quit unless the board resigns and reinstates Altman as CEO. While OpenAI tweeted saying, "We have reached an agreement in principle for Sam Altman to return to OpenAI as CEO with a new initial board." That really is the crux, remember. They also tweeted saying, "We're collaborating to figure out the details at the moment." Sam Altman, meanwhile, said he has Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella's support for returning to OpenAI. And Sam Altman, remember, tweeted saying, "I love OpenAI and everything I've done over the past few days has been in service of keeping this team and its mission together. When I decided to join Microsoft on Sunday evening, it was clear that was the best path for me and the team. With the new board and with Satya's support, I'm looking forward to returning to OpenAI." So him saying that, look, I'm returning and I'm looking forward to this. Satya Nadella, meanwhile, tweeted saying, "We are encouraged by the changes to the OpenAI board. We believe this is a first essential step on a path to more stable, well-informed and effective governance." So of course, all these tweets really coming in. And of course, remember, Microsoft has long invested in various forms of AI. It first announced it was working with OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, in 2016, and has since invested $13 billion in the startup. And in the larger framework, some are raising questions on regulations and the pace at which all of this is happening, as well as the artificial intelligence or AI space altogether. However, for now, the tide is clearly turning in favor of Sam Altman.